In this week's video, we're going to be talking about business email compromise, or BEC. BEC is a type of cyber attack that targets businesses by sending emails that appear to be from a legitimate source like Office 365 or from an executive within your business, such as your CEO. These emails often request bank transfer to be made or payments of an invoice, which allow an attacker to potentially steal thousands or even millions of pounds. In the last 6 months of 2022, the average weekly number of business email compromise attacks per 1,000 mailboxes was 104. That means in an organisation with employees ranging from 1,500 to 2,000, every working day there are about 30 to 40 attacks not being reported to the security team. And for organisations over that threshold, the number can be much larger. Despite the FBI's best efforts to disrupt business email compromise operations worldwide, attackers made $2.4 billion globally in 2021 from these types of attacks. In a recent attack, the attackers began with a phishing campaign targeting an employee of a company that acted as a trusted vendor to many other organisations. The attackers also used something called attacker-in-the-middle phishing, which is now a pretty common technique used to bypass multi-factor authentication. The most common way to perform an attacker-in-the-middle attack is to use a reverse proxy, where the victim will connect to an attacker-controlled domain and then simply proxy all of the content and subsequent requests from the user and the real login page in order to allow the attacker to capture the one-time password code and then log in as that user. And then once the attacker's in, they will then start to read the victim's emails. And in this scenario, they actually extracted emails from existing threads in their emails and sent around 16,000 emails to the addresses they captured. These emails contained modified Canva URLs. Now, Canva, for those who don't know, is a web-based graphic design application that many businesses use to create things like posters. And through this, the attackers had created a malicious page that mimicked a OneDrive document that once clicked would take a user to a fake login page. And then, of course, using the two-factor authentication and the information captured from the login page, the attackers then logged in. This attack was a sophisticated example of business email compromise that used a variety of different techniques to trick victims into clicking on malicious links and provide personal information. They had compromised multiple vendors of the target to make their attack seem more legitimate. By deleting suspicious emails, the attackers were able to cover up their tracks and make it more difficult for the victim to detect the attack. So what can your employees do to protect your business? Well, let's start by educating employees about business email compromise scams and how to identify them. Employees should be aware of the different ways that criminals may try to impersonate them in order to trick them into sending money or sensitive information. Implement least privileges and multiple checks from staff before making transfers, and make sure this is defined in your policies so employees know exactly what to do if a transfer comes their way. Monitor your email activity for indicators of attack. And if you receive an email from an unknown sender or an email that requests bank transfer, be sure to verify the sender's identity before taking any action. Be suspicious of any request to initiate a transfer of funds via a virtual meeting platform. If you receive such a request, be sure to verify the request from the person or department that's supposed to be making that request. To address attacker-in-the-middle attacks specifically, using multi-factor authentication methods that cannot be intercepted with attacker-in-the-middle techniques, such as those using FIDO2 keys and/or certificate-based authentication, will really help. Organisations can also implement conditional access policies that evaluate sign-in requests using additional user or device identity signals such as IP address location or device status. If you follow these tips, you can help to protect your business from business email scams and financial losses that they cause. For more information on anything mentioned in this video, or if you've fallen victim to one of these types of attacks, do reach out to us because we'd be more than happy to help if we can. Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.